My name's Adam Reeples Vox, and I got some opinions, and you're going to listen to them, or you're going to click off this video. So in this video, I want to talk to you about my history with my impressions of microtransactions, and why, up into a certain degree of it affecting a game's gameplay and mechanical balance, I generally have no problem with them. And to help defend the perspective of popular gaming YouTuber Total Biscuit, who everyone seems to be freaking out about what he said, and just kind of give my perspective, and it's a very, very similar perspective to him, but from a different, angle. So, growing up as a kid, I loved games like Metal Gear Solid, Mortal Kombat, plenty of others who aren't coming to my mind, but these are very specific examples. Mortal Kombat, there was a plethora of skins. There was tons and tons of skins, character variants. Same thing with Tekken, where you could have alternate costumes or even alternate players. Same thing with even NBA Street, which is a PS2 basketball game I like to play for a little bit. All these different things. How you got them? You played a lot. You played through the game multiple times, played through challenge mode multiple times until you unlocked them all. Metal Gear Solid had something specific that I remembered. I know there was something specific you unlocked by killing all the frogs throughout the game, and there were 8 to 10 of them, and they're just tiny little frogs that you're not pointed out, you just have to kill. And then there's one where you have to beat the entire game, which is a very a 30-hour plus long game probably, without getting detected once. And you got the Patriot, which was an automatic gun that had infinite ammo and killed everyone, and you could just run around and actually Rambo the game, which you can't normally do. It was obviously an OP God mode ability. He's still my friend, so I have a friend, but back in that day, he lived down the street from me. He's a very, very close friend, and he played the hell out of these games. He played these games so much. He played Metal Gear so many times that he unlocked all those things. He got the Patriot. He was the one who showed me a lot of these, because this was before internet, there was the internet, there was the World Wide Web, but I didn't have a lot of access to it, and there wasn't a whole lot for me to access, especially at that age, about video game stuff. I remember I was a very young kid, and my parents wrote down off of something they found online cheat codes for Crash Bandicoot, but to unlock secret levels, but that was the extent of my experience. He showed me all these things, and he had all the characters and skins unlocked on Mortal Kombat and things like that, because he had the time and freedom to continue playing those games and the skill to reach that point. I had neither. My parents did not let me, again, I was young, middle school, high school. My parents were fairly restrictive, but not necessarily negatively, but just fairly restrictive about my time with video games. My mom had a position of, she didn't want me to become a recluse who stayed in his room all the time just playing video games. Ironic. Little did she know, but that was her thing, was she didn't want me locked in my room all the time and just being a shut-in. And so I was very limited to how often I could play games. Plus, it was very required of me, and I had a sense of personal responsibility for it as well, for me to do well with my studies and for school. Towards the end of high school, I played games nonstop all the time. No problem. But earlier years, I didn't have a whole lot of time for games at all. I just had small gaming sessions, and that was it. So I literally never had the time, nor the time to develop the skills to unlock a lot of these things in video games. Things today that you can now unlock by either paying 89 cents a skin, or by buying supply drops or loot boxes or whatever it is in your specific game. So if I was in my financial position to go back in time to those games, still be me now, but in that position, I know that's weird, I would just buy the microtransactions. Now, obviously, these games didn't have microtransactions. Most of these games never had online connectivity. But if they did, I would buy them. Just like for many games, I've bought skins. I bought a couple CSGO weapon skins with StatTrack because out of what time I have put into CSGO, I've yet to get a gun with a CSGO weapon skin. I'm not sure. My shirt is flickering and changing colors for some reason with the webcam. I do apologize, but it's very small, so you shouldn't be noticing it really anyway. Never mind. But so when it comes to cosmetic microtransactions, I have zero problem whatsoever. I appreciate it. because I am someone who does not have the damn time to sit here and spend hours and hours and hours unlocking skins. That's how games have always been. I just don't have time for it. So I would rather pay for the skins I want than not have that option at all. Why would that be a bad thing? I get to support a game that I clearly love, a game that I clearly am enjoying enough to want to spend money on it, and I get to skip the tedious task of essentially choosing. I'm choosing between never having the skin at all or paying money for them. In many cases, I just never had the skin at all. Despite the infinite hours I've put into TF2, I don't think I've ever actually spent money on any items in it, just because I didn't feel it was worth it for me. CSGO, I have. In plenty of games, I have. I have not for Call of Duty. For Black Ops 3, nope. I had a lot of Mountain Dew codes for Advanced Warfare, but not for Black Ops 3. And I don't think I paid anything for Advanced Warfare. It definitely wasn't worth it. But what I did buy back in that day, what I did pay for, I had to save up quite a bit of money, I didn't have an allowance, but I had to do chores for money and save up birthday money and things like that, were Game Sharks, action replays. Those. I never had a Game Genie, or like a code breaker. There was like a code one and a Game Genie. Never had those. I had Game Sharks and action replays. I'd save up what was a lot of money for me to get those. Those were cheating devices that allowed me to unlock the content that I did not have the time to unlock. They allowed me to unlock all characters, unlock all items, unlock all skins, master code, unlock all levels, beat the game so you can run around and play God mode, which you would normally get to do had you beat the game on your own. But eventually I just didn't feel like screwing with it since I didn't have enough time for it. Let's run around and Rambo this shit. Same thing with Pokemon. I got to craft my own Pokemon and insert them into my game and things like that. It was great. I absolutely loved it. And then as soon as, when I got my first Xbox 360, I was pretty devastated that when I went to Best Buy with my friend after we just got done beating Halo 3, I was like, all right, where's the action replay for Xbox 360? Oh, we don't have that. Where's the Game Shark? We don't have that either. They actually don't let you make those because of the achievement system. And things have changed so much now that there's not really a way that they would let you have a Game Shark that worked for DLC related things because they're making money off of it. That's now piracy. I get that. I respect that. I'm okay with it. I didn't necessarily understand it in terms of the achievement trophy systems because I don't agree with those having any sort of value, like outside of internally. Like that's the same thing as like skulls in Halo or just general completion. Like if you want to cheat it, you're going to cheat it anyway. Why does it matter how many like achievement points you have? How many trophies you have? Like there's no fucking value to that. But that was my form of microtransactions. I used cheat codes to get that stuff because otherwise I literally would not have it. It's the same thing for microtransactions for me. So this stems, which is why you're watching Overwatch gameplay of some sort. This stemmed from a ton of people freaking out about the microtransactions in Overwatch, which have been probably the most tasteful microtransactions I have ever seen in a first-person shooter. I'm sure you'll have another example. This is better, than, I don't know. To me, this is better than CSGO crates. It's better than TF2 crates and TF2's random system, which does have different weapons. TF2 is fairly broken in that matter, in my opinion. It's much better than any Call of Duty. Much better than rec packs. It is very, very tasteful. It is purely cosmetic. Sprays, voice lines, coins to buy those things, and skins. Character skins. The game has literally been built, not necessarily deliberately for that reason, but it has been built in a way that there's literally no way they could turn those loot boxes and make them game-changing microtransactions. There's nothing in the game to buy. The only option would be heroes, which is the lead of Overwatch has come out and said multiple times that heroes would not be in that lineup. Now, you can say, oh, David Vonderhaar said they're never going to do that for that. Okay, if they put heroes in those boxes, the game would not function. The game functions by everyone having access and is balanced by everyone having access to all the heroes and switching between them. Adding in a hero that only certain people would have access to literally breaks the game. It doesn't just change the game, it breaks it. None of the guns in Call of Duty broke the game other than slight tweak imbalances. When they added a gun to CSGO, they broke the game. Adding a hero to Overwatch that only certain people could get breaks the game. They're not going, like, they literally can't do that. That's the only thing. There's no guns. There's no equipment. Battleborn is even worse. Like, there's actual equipment and skills and stuff you can do. There's nothing. You play the game. You can't even do map packs because it's a competitive game. Everyone has to have access to all the content. There's nothing to pay for. And plus, they don't even emphasize the shop. The shop is, like, I didn't even realize it was there until after the fact. Like, until like a week after the game came out, after someone pointed it out. I didn't even know you could buy loot boxes. They certainly don't shove it down your throat. And then my last point, which is unrelated to microtransactions directly, but a lot of people point to Black Ops 3 as the reason that Overwatch will get guns in the supply drops. Vonderhaar said that wasn't going to happen, and then it happened because Activision wanted it to happen, because Activision's an evil, money-greedy publisher, blah, blah, blah. The company name, the parent company name, is Activision Blizzard, or Blizzard Activision. There's a hyphen there. Activision does not own Blizzard. Activision has never owned Blizzard. They joined together. So while Activision may be on the game box, it's actually not. It's not on the game box. Anywhere. I lied. There's no Activision on the box. It's Blizzard Entertainment. Yes, this is the PS4 version. I've yet to actually play it on console. I will probably do a video with my thoughts on it after I do so, but I've yet to actually give it a try. But Activision doesn't own Blizzard. Activision doesn't necessarily even publish Blizzard. Blizzard owns their own shit. Get out. But I find it very tasteful, and I just wanted to share my perspective, my alternate, like, positioning, because I think it's very important, and there's a lot of people my age and older, Total Biscuit's quite a bit older than me, that probably have gone through the same thing, and that still applies to him now and to me now. I play Overwatch and RuneScape at the moment. Old school RuneScape are like the only games I'm playing at the moment. Every once in a while, I'll jump in CSGO or Skyrim, but I don't have a lot of time to play games. I don't have thousands of hours to put into a game to get all the skins. So if there's something I desperately want, like I really want, I think is really fucking cool for something that I am playing, I'm gonna throw a few bucks at it because there's no reason not to. My name has been Adam Repo's Vox. These are my thoughts on the microtransaction situation around Overwatch and cosmetic microtransactions in general. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, smash the like button, get subscribed, check out our Patreon campaign. You can get early access to all of our videos and help make this Epos Vox media thing a stronger reality. Patreon supporters are very, very important. I'm about to introduce a new segment for all videos that introduces them. And I also have a Control Freak affiliate link. You can save like 10% and give a kickback. Links, everything's in the description below. Other channels, social media, all that jazz. I'll catch you later. Overwatch is fucking awesome.